What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you with another episode today. I have a couple of videos down the chute. I have my vlog that I'll be doing. It's coming out later on today of me going to both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals and my thoughts on both events. I have another video coming out with my conversation with KONAMI employees that I got to talk with at Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. But right now we're talking about the market. We're talking about cards that are meta cards that are going down in value. Some might go up in value, we'll find out. We're talking about deck cores that you might be interested in doing. And I know I get a lot of people, probably one of the most asked questions right now about me in this channel is, can you do a video just on deck cores? Well, it's kind of hard to do because when we look at deck cores, we're not just looking, I like to talk about these cards, and I could do a whole video on only a couple of deck cores, so it's really hard to fit all that into one video. So I'm going to be just doing videos on videos, breaking down different various types of deck cores, cards that are going to be moving in the market, and cards that are going to be declining in the market. So definitely make sure to please subscribe, hit that like button, and comment down below. And if you guys have any questions, please type in #Q for V, and I'll answer at the end of my next market watch. So we're off the gate, Dark Neostorm, being the recent set came out, Dingirsu, the card at which price point hit around $45, is now down to about less than $29. And it's going to continue to go down in value as we enter in World Celebration. I know we have the UDS coming up in August, but nothing regional wise up in probably around the end of August that we might see regional season start up again. So looking at right now, we're technically in the dead season, so a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that have Orcas are just looking to pull out of it, maybe get something a little bit cheaper. I know if you want to easily be able to pick up Sky Strikers, that's still a really good deck, and it's going to be cheap soon. So we're going to have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players opting to pull out of Orcas and getting rid of $30 Dingirsus that they run two of, and opting to get in cheaper decks like Strikers. And I'll probably have that deck profile coming up on the channel about Strikers and the cheapest we can get the deck down to after this release of the new reprinted versions of the cards. Then you have No Material, another card which was $28. I believe it was Thursday or Friday. It was around $28, and now it's kind of barely holding on to that value. I think No Material is going to continue to go down in value, but we have to really see what happens. We did see a real crazy spike in the buyout, and the card went really high, but now we're starting to see the card slowly go back down in value. You also have cards like Silent Mining, another card that's roughly around $25, which is currently stabilizing price. And then we have Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, which is roughly around $16, lower than its $18 market price. And that's only because of the reprinted hand traps coming through. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are opting to just wait for the reprinted version to come through. And I'm already hoarding. I'm going to probably buy the secret version, but I'm not spending $16. I'm going to wait, and I advise anybody looking to get Secret Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood to wait as well. It's seen very little play, and the price point I had when it first came out in Dark Neostorm was insane. It's just not worth it. Then we have Cherubini, eBay Angel of Burning Abyss, holding about $16 price point. It's actually kind of stabilizing at that price point. And then we have Mekk-Knight Crusader Iron Max, which is roughly around $13. It'll probably be going down lower. It's a one-off maybe for extra decks, and even then, it's not really used as much. Then we have Omni Dragon Brotor, just tanking in value. It's about roughly $6 in the market. We have Nightmare Incarnation Eily, which is about $5. Near mint first edition is about $5.64. It's just going low in value. Crackdown, which I think is a phenomenal card. I think this card is going to be hitting $5 eventually. Even as a super rare, is currently roughly around $2, almost near $3 in the market. And then we have cards like Mystic Mime holding about $2. And Yu-Gi-Oh players are kind of hesitating on this because, yeah, it's kind of seen playing a bunch of decks like Sky Strikers, obviously the Mystic Mime deck, but like, do you hold this card? Does it get in the ban list? Is he cool? Is he not cool? And that's what we're kind of figuring out with the Mystic Mime. And this card over here, Fusion Destiny, oh my god. So I went to Nationals, played against a guy, and he played Fusion Destiny. This card's insane. If you are a hero fan, you need to have 3 of these. If you're looking about playing heroes, or you're looking about getting excited about the future hero stuff coming out, you definitely need Fusion Destiny. It's a super rare. It's currently in the market for like 40 cents. It's dirt cheap right now, and I highly recommend you guys pick this card up. Moving forward, look at that Savage Strike. Came out in, looking at Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, which came out in Savage Strike, is doing what I expected for it to do. It's going to continue to go down in value. Market price of this card roughly around $92. And looking at Name It First Edition, it's barely holding on to about $82, I believe it is, $85, if that. The card's just barely holding on to its price point, and it's going to continue to go lower in value. Then once we start getting ready for regional season, once the regional season list is announced, that's it, it's done. This card's going to start going up higher in value. And I recommend for anybody out there that's looking to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! That has Phantasmes, well, you can play a little game. You can sell yours right now. You can wait. It's going to go a little bit lower in value. Once regional season is announced, you rush in there and you buy your 3 Phantasmes. It's going to start going higher because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to need this card. It's going to be heavily needed. I don't know about any of the new stuff coming out in the game. I don't know if we're getting a new tier 1 deck. I have no idea about any of that. The only thing I do know is we're in Master Rule 4. Links are a thing. Fantastical Dragon, Phantasme says, links are good. Sure, draw cards with me. The only way I can see this card not going back up in value if KONAMI just made Maxi come out on 3 on the ban list in August. That's when the difference of this card will definitely change. Looking at product traffic, it's kind of like the same thing. It's $60 right now. The market price has this card roughly around $66, but it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because even though it's a phenomenal card, the meta is done. We're done with it. I mean, yeah, you got Yu-Gi-Oh! Celebration, you got Yu-Gi-Oh! Qualifier, sure. I mean, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Invitational, no big deal, but like, it's just not really needed right now. And up until regional announcements, you don't need its card. It's going to continue to go lower in value. And then once the regional announcement happens, if we don't get any word of reprints or banlist hits on any of these cards, it starts slowly going up in value. Borderless Out Dragon has been stabilizing. I mean, market price shows to be about $18, but I've always known to be about $17, between that price point of $17 and $18, and this is probably the stable price for this card. Traditional card ban's $11. I think it's going to continue to go down in value slowly. Watch out for that card. Sell it if you have it. Cyber's Quantum Dragon being roughly around $5, $6-ish. It's decent, even though the only pendulum play that I know of, I mean, we still haven't seen no deck profiles. Jerry Mitchell, I don't think he played Cyber's Quantum Dragon. Then you got World Legacy Guard Dragon. Card said forever to hold your play setup in 3s. We're seeing the price point stabilize around $5. Don't be surprised if this price point goes higher. Once again, the balance is very tricky. I'm going to do a balance prediction video coming up soon. We definitely need to do that. But looking at World Legacy Guard Dragon, if any of the Guard Dragon stuff is not hitting the ban list, this will only go higher in value. Then let's talk about Soul Fusion. Cards like Dangerous Tsuchinoko, which currently has a $35 market price under its $42 market price, and dropping. And of course it is. The reprint's coming out. Another card like Trap Trick, holding a $27 market price, a little bit higher than its current $25 market price. I don't think this is warranted. I don't recommend you guys pick this up. This card's going to be going back down in value. Thunder Dragon Colossus stabilizing at $24. It really doesn't matter. It's going to go low in value. Chaos Dragon Levianeer is $25. This is not happening. This is not real. I mean, yeah, the market price is $24. It's $25, and it's not that big of a difference, but to me it's a huge difference because this card should be really $12. And in fact, as we move forward, the card price of Chaos Dragon Levianeer, unless you're looking to play at all these events, it's going to start continuing to go down in value. Moving forward, guys, we also have Cybernetic Horizons and Borderless Sword Dragon. A card with a $53 market price is holding roughly around $45. Whew, it's been a while, you know, since we had the opportunity to even look at it at a low price point card, being the fact that this card was always around $90, and now we're seeing it going low, what with the reprint coming up in about roughly a week and a half. And it feels good to see Borderless Sword Dragon go down in value. A lot of players need this card, and for a long while, it was kind of out of reach for a lot of players. It cost the price point of almost full deck cores of meta decks, minus Borderless Sword Dragon. So it's kind of cool to see this card go lower in value. And I think with Battles Legends coming out, so many Yu-Gi-Oh! Players cracking those sets open, we're going to see a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players finally have availability to access Borderless Sword Dragon at a cheaper price point. Look at Danger Density, it's also going down in value at $38 market price. We're seeing it at $30. Danger Jackalope going back down to its original $15 market price, down from its $17 market price, going down to the $15 original price. This card hit $40. Remember that? Ooh, that was awkward for anyone who bought that at 40s. Danger Bigfoot also going down in value to about $13. Market price is also stabilizing it at $13. And this card is another $18 card, just going down in value. Cyber Dragon Seeker is stabilizing roughly around $10. Rev System is about $7. And Hertz also being roughly around $6 to $7. Now let's look at Sky Strikers, because besides these two cards, the deck is dirt cheap. I mean, yeah, you need Borderless Dragon, and we're seeing it go down low in value. It's about $45. Wait until the reprint set comes out, it will go even lower. But besides Borsal Dragon, the money cards you need for Sky Strikers is Engage and Widow Anchor. It's always been that way. Engage first coming out being roughly anywhere from $60 to $80, depending where you got it, if you pre-ordered it. But looking at right now, Sky Striker Engage is at $25. Market price has this card roughly around $35. Widow Anchor, another card that we didn't know it was going to be a reprint up until this weekend, holding roughly around $25 market price, is actually about barely holding on to $20 for Widow Anchor. Now, I don't know if Strikers going to get hit in the balance. I could only presume it's going to. And before you go, wait a minute, V, how is Strikers going to hit in the balance? We just got all these great reprints. Sure. Ask everyone who owns Zodiac reprinted cards how long they had a chance to play them before the following ban list. Not too long. Ask Inferni players about their cards. I still am a little burned out about that one. Infernis was legal for 2 weeks before they were hitting the ban list. Now, you can make an argument saying, V, both these decks were really powerful and both were really broken. Sure, but Strikers came out in Dark Saviors, and that's been about almost a year and a half ago, and it's still considered a tier 1 deck. Not many decks have the ability to say that, especially decks like Salamangreat, in which we just got their first ban list hit, and they've been out, a couple of months after their first ban list hit, whereas Strikers been out for a year and a half. Now, I know some people will go with Tricksters, and yeah, that deck should be hit. It should have been hit a long time ago as well, but not been since, Maximum Crisis. But then again, that's how Konami works, I guess. Looking at Sky Striker Mobile's Engage, a card which has a $25 price point, it's going to go a lot lower, by the way. The reprinted version of Battle's Legends might not come out at pre-order as low, probably be around $20 if it came out right now, but it's going to follow low and go down. And the reason why is because everyone's going to be cracking Battle's Legends, and not just for Engage or Widow Anchor, but for other reprinted cards. But if they come across Engage and Widow Anchor, they're going to throw them online because, once again, the fear of the ban list. And that's why we're going to see cards like Engage and Widow Anchor not have any kind of stable price point. It's going to go low, might rise a little bit high, and they'll go back low right before the ban list. Ban list comes out, Strikers don't get hit, then it'll go up. Ban list comes out, Striker gets hit, these card prices tank to nothing. Moving forward, Spiral Tough is kind of doing some things in the market. Market price of Spiral Tough is about $1.50, and when you look over here to the end of the page, it's about almost near $6 for a double helix on the end of page 1. And the reason I say the end of page 1, because we got 2 2s, we got a 4 over here holding at around $5, and then 2 3s. It's all over the place, roughly around $5 for Spiral Tough, a card that came out in OTS Tournament Pack 7. This is the same OTS Tournament Pack that had like Cosmic Cyclone, Link Spider, and Herald of Orange Light, which kind of went up a little bit in value, but now we're seeing that card go back down as well. Calm down, Herald of Orange Light. Moving forward, guys, we also have Speedo OTS Tournament Pack 1. Now, going to Nationals, I talked with all the vendors. And when I first got there, I actually needed Sonic Bird from the new Speedo set. And I was kind of shocked to see that no vendor at the event had any Speedo singles. In fact, at the end of the event, I went back, I was able to buy one Sonic Bird from a vendor, but for the most part, I couldn't find any other cards besides a very handful that one vendor had, because he bought it as part of a full collection of regular Yu cards, and the guy had Speedo cards. So looking at that, Speedos has not taken off as much as I think we all assumed it would. But then again, it has, and let me explain why. Looking at the secondary market for Speedos, cards actually have still value. Now, the core set of Speedos being attacked from the deep and the one before that one doesn't really have as much value. It's about $8. But the Speedo promotional value, it's still there. Speedo Red Eyes Black Dragon has a $75 market price, and it's around $75. It's been like that for a good amount of time. Dark Magician being at $72, what we're seeing here at roughly around $65. Still good value. Bloodshot Dragon is holding roughly around, besides the new guy over here, roughly around $76, $77, higher than its $55 market price. Gravekeeper's Oracle, another meta deck in the Speedos, is roughly around $53. Harpy Laces is also about $44. Relinquish, another phenomenal deck, is $47. And then you got super rares like Dark Magician Girl, which is coming in about $8 for Dark Magician Girl. Only 12 prices listed, by the way. And then you got Laura D, another card that's around $3. You can see where I'm going with this. Speedo KONAMI exclusive tournament packs cards have value. The lowest priced card is Elegant Egotist, which is about almost near $2. It's value in Speedos. You cannot say the lowest card for any recent OTS set, common it would be, will hold a value of $2. You cannot say ultra rare OTS cards holding $75 values and they're still in circulation. A little funny thing about circulation and OTS stuff I'll talk about later on in this video. But looking at Speedos, I still think it's good. I still think it's healthy. I still think it's going to grow. And if Konami puts more emphasis in Speedos, allowing players to get regional invites with Speedos, allowing players to earn more exclusive rewards with Speedos, like, I don't know, here's a good idea. Have World Celebration, have Constructed World Celebration, and then give them a prizes, and then have Speedos World Celebration, and give them the same prizes, that envelope with those 2 gorgeous cards that are high in value. Well, that will make Yu-Gi-Oh players more often not only playing Constructed Yu-Gi-Oh to win that envelope, but also opt to play in the Speedo version to win the same prize. It'll make Yu-Gi-Oh players more excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh basically, and it will help promote Speedos. I think it's something that definitely should be done. By the way, I'm going to be adding Speedo videos onto the channel. If you are interested in playing Speedos, I have almost everything for Speedo wise as far as singles, and I'll show you all my Speedo decks and my side decks and all that stuff. So if you're interested in Speedos, definitely subscribe to the channel because I'm definitely doing that. Moving forward, looking at OTS Tournament Pack 10. So I'm not going to say Konami said anything to me because that didn't happen. Konami did not say anything to me so I don't get in trouble. But what I will say is I heard from a bird whose name is KONAMI, that's his name, that Speedo OTS Tournament Pack 10 is no longer in circulation. This is a pretty big deal, and it's a pretty big deal for a simple reason, the fact that you cannot no longer get any more OTS Pack 10 OTS Pack 10 boxes or cases, whatever you want to call it, if you are an OTS store owner asking Konami. They're done. They're tapped out. The well is dry, my friends. So OTS Pack 10 is done. And this is very interesting. If you're Konami and you have no more OTS Pack 10, what are you focusing on? I'll give you a second to think. I'm joking. The answer is OTS Tournament Pack 11, or whatever the next they want to name it. Well, if Konami's working on OTS Tournament Pack 11, when's it coming out? Anyone's guess is as good as mine, but mine's is pretty much better than everybody else's because it's around August. It makes perfect sense. You're going to have the ban list, you're going to have OTS Tournament Pack 10, and hopefully Speedo Tournament Pack 2. That'll be kind of cool as well. Anyway, looking at OTS Tournament Pack 10, here's the current price points. You got Thunder Dragon Colossus, which holds a $48 market price, but it's holding actually roughly around $44 in the market. You got Galatea holding a $45 market price, and we're seeing it here roughly around $40. And then you have Hayate holding a $30 market price, but it's kind of went down a little bit up to about $30. And then you got super rares like Sunlight Wolf still holding around $5. You got Juzukuri holding about 3s, and other cards like Hida holding about 3s. Listen, Speedo OTS Tournament Pack 10 is pretty much gone. It's gone, and whatever your store has, that's it. And some stores have got a little bit, I mean very little bit, of restock, and I'm very fortunate to say my store did. So if you guys are in the Kentucky area, come to Insomnia Games and play, because yeah, whatever we have at OTS Tournament Pack 10, that's it, and then it's gone. And then we're going to move into our new promotional set given to us store owners by Konami. So looking at these cards, what do you think will have great future value? Well, it's hard to say, really, because if Colossus gets hit in the ban list, I think the value of Ulti Colossus will go down in value. But I still think it's a good ulti to hold. Galatea, being a current meta deck, obviously has good value. But if it gets hit in the ban list, like everyone's saying, hey, you hit Mermaid, Orcus definitely gets slowed down to 1.5, that could focus on the price point of Galatea as well. Hayate. Now, this is very interesting. Is Konami going to bite the bullet and make another ulti being Kana? That would be a pretty bad OTS 11. Or is Konami going to make another great OTS set and have cards like Ulti Ass Blossom Joy of Spring, Ulti Abyss Dweller, Ulti Pot of Desires, and that would make it a blockbuster OTS pack set. And then release great super rares like, I don't know, Madolche, stuff like that. Stuff that's hard to get, high valued, and, you know, kind of just annoying for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players to buy common versions of stuff like Call by the Grave when it could be released as a super rare in an OTS pack set, or make it an ultimate rare. Either way, giving you players more access. Looking at right now, Hayate probably out of these 3 cards is looking to be the best version to not only maintain price but go up in price. I think Galatea and Orcus are going to get in the ban list, and I think Golden Dragons will as well. But if none of these are hit, their values could be anyone's guess as far as where can they go. Especially if Konami makes any more support for Thunder Dragons, any more Orcus support, or new Sky Striker cards. Moving forward, I think a good deck core to pick up is always going to be Pendulum Magicians. It's literally the cockroach of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Banhammer Armageddon. It's that simple. And I think with Heavy Metal Foes Lecture Knight being roughly around $8,000 the market price, but we're seeing here a little bit cheaper for the unlimited versions of the original prints being around $6, it's not that bad of a deal to buy. Now, if you want a first edition Lecture Knight, no big deal. A first edition run's going to run you $6.50 under its $8 market price for a Heavy Metal Foes Lecture Knight. Once again, You could buy one of these, or you can see Konami putting these to 2 and buy 2 of these. You can do whatever you want. I own 2 Electronites from Extreme Force First Edition. If you want to get the Megatins, they're about $5 as well for the secret Megatin versions. It's not bad looking as well, and I think Electronite's a great card to hold. I think any kind of thing that's pension related is pretty good to hold. And I think another great card to hold that's currently banned right now is Astrograph Sorcerer. Astrograph Sorcerer for 50 cents. It only came out in Pendulum Evolutions. There are 85 prices listed and available, and they are low as 75 cents in the market. I'm not joking. Buy your playset of this card. I'm not pretty sure Konami's not gonna put this card at 3, but I definitely think they'll in the future unlock Astrograph Sorcerer. I think they'll make some moves with pendulums. They are a game mechanic. I think everyone when they think of pendulums, in their mind, we're so focused on only pendulum magicians, but you don't think they have that same mentality with synchros or with exceeds or with links. They all have a variance of decks that they are good with. But with pendulums in our mind, I think we're for the most part seeing pendulum magicians. Nobody thinks Cleave Force or Metaphors, or nobody thinks in the future and goes, wait a minute, maybe Konami will make a new pendulum deck that's really good, that will make Electronite really, really good, and maybe Konami could put Electronite 2 to reinforce that, helps make those sales, or Astrograph Sorcerer to make Yu-Gi-Oh players more excited about playing pendulums again. Then again, they might have to hit Chronograph Sorcerer, so who knows? But I think pendulums definitely are great to pick up as a deck core. They're relatively cheap for the deck core for the most part, unless you start buying some high rarity extra deck cards, and they're kind of fun to play with. And they see meta play still. Jerry Mitchell made top 64 at Nationals with Pendulum Magicians, and a pretty basic cheap version of that deck doesn't run you that much money. Moving forward, Elemental Hero Stratos. I waited a while before I talked about this card, because I know a lot of people were excited about it, what with the other Elemental Hero stuff coming out, the new stuff at Elemental Hero is coming, getting everyone excited, but I'm still going to say the same exact thing about Elemental Stratos. It's too cheap. $47 for Elemental Hero Stratos, having a $48 market price, in my mind, it still makes this card a very cheap card. And the answer is simple. It's because of the ban list. If Konami put Stratos to 2, would it still be at $48? If they put Stratos to 3, would it be $48? If Heroes came out sooner than everyone thought and had more meta cards, more TCG exclusive cards, would Stratos play, being the fact that it's a rotor for any hero monster? I think Stratos is a phenomenal card. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that own Stratos, hero players mostly, know the value this card has, and they know if Konami unlocks this card on the ban list, well, it could do a lot of things to the game. It could make Heroes come from where it is right now, currently tier 2, maybe 1.5, to tier 1 easily. Let's not forget the creator of the game, Kazuki Takahashi, who still has a hand in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, loves Heroes a lot, and wouldn't be surprised if he wants Heroes to become meta again. It's pretty easy, actually. Then you have other cards like Taishaka Ace Shizuku from OTS Tournament Pack 9 with a $27 market price. We're already seeing it going low already, hitting 26s. Lycanus stabilizing at $20, and Super Polymerization still being a $10 super rare. Another deck card that I really like is Cosmos, and Cosmos went pretty high for a while. When it came off the ban list for 3 Destroyers, its Destroyers went as high as $30, maybe even $35 in some websites. But we're looking at the Cosmos Dark Destroyers right now, and it's $16. It's a pretty good time to buy Cosmos Dark Destroyer. In fact, it's a pretty good time to buy all the Cosmos stuff as a deck core. It's still relatively high in value, but it's nothing what it is now from what it can be in the future. Do I think Cosmos can go up higher in value in the future? Absolutely. You give me E3, E-Telly, and I'll give you a Cosmos deck that is tier 1, no doubt in my mind. Look at Cosmos Destroyer right now. It's a $16 market price under its $21 market price. Cosmojo having a $12 market price, holding at $9. Tin Can starting to go under its $8 market price. And then you have other cards like Dark Lady going back down to $5 from its $7 market price. Eclipser, another one that's about $4 to $5 in the market price, and everything else for the most part is cheaper. Especially the Clash of Rebellion's Farm Girl that used to be like a $60 card that's now like $250. Yeah, I think Cosmos is getting to the point where we can negotiate on whether or not to pick this up as a deck core. It's still a little bit expensive, with Destroyer and Cosmojo, but it's good trade bait. It's good trade stuff to pick up. And if you have a 4 Phantasma you want to get rid of, pick up Cosmos and pick up some other cards as well. Cards like Artifact Durandal, Ultimate Rare, which has a $5.50 market price, but is slowly disappearing from the market. We're seeing a limited version handle roughly around $7, and the first edition version being around $8 for Artifact Durandal. We know artifacts are getting reprinted. It's kind of obvious at this point. Hopefully you guys got your Sanctums when I talked about them. I think they're still going to go higher in value. Where are they right now? So still around $5. You still have a chance to pick up Sanctums. And you're going to need Durandal. Ultimate Rare, of course, max rarity. And it's kind of low right now, but there's not many on the market. And it's a little bit higher than its market price. And I can see this card easily going higher in the future. Then Boojins. Of course we'll talk about Boojins. The first deck core market watch, I'm not going to talk about Boojins. They're my babies. Now looking at Boojin Yamato from Astral Pack 5 Ultimate Rare, it has a $15 market price, but we're already seeing at $16 and going higher in value. Now, I don't want to be a biased guy, but I love Boojins, and I think Konami needs to make any legacy support. They need to make it for Boojins. They need to make it for Boojins like today. Hitting one of the cards that Boojins uses, I think Konami should make a Boojin Link monster, more Boojin spells, maybe Boojin field spells, maybe Boojin pendulums. Basically, I like Boojins. It could be because I'm a Dragon Ball fan, I like Majin Buu, and it sounds the closest to it. It could be because I like the story of Boojins, and it also could be because I have this deck max rarity, and it looks beautiful. I don't have an Amaterasu Ghost, I have an Ulti one. I believe I have an Ulti one. Maybe I do have a Ghost one, I think. I don't know, I might have both, I forgot. But looking at other cards like Tsukiyumi, Ultimate Rare, it's also about $4. Boojin Susanoo-os, unlimited versions are about $2.50 for this Ultimate Rare Susanoo. You need 3 of them, by the way. And then when you get the first editions, they're hitting about $5 instantly. So once again, unlimited, near mint unlimited is $2.50, $5 for first edition versions of this card. And then it keeps going higher in value. The next one up is around $6. After that one, it's around $7 to $10 quickly for Bujinte, so Susanoo. It's just a card you need to really get. Kagasuchi as I call it, is about $3. Amaterasu, I think I do have the Amaterasu. It's about $3. And the rest of the Bujin stuff is dirt cheap right now. I think Bujins have great potential. They came out back in Primal Origins. They also got reprinted in Megatins. We got some new cards coming out, Legacy of Valiant. All this kind of good stuff. With Bujin Kagasuchi coming out on Shadow Specters. They're kind of spread apart amongst a couple of sets, but they're still really good to pick up. It's a great deck core. It's really cheap right now. The only card that goes really going to break your bank is going to be Bujin Yamato. And if you don't want the Ultimate Rare version, no big deal. I got your back. You can still get the JOTL one, which is 41 cents. And of course, you could buy the Megatin one. You don't want to return the gold. You know, you want a better version. You want the Ultra Rare original print first edition or the Ulti. Nevertheless, I think Bujins have great potential. I think Konami's going to make them a meta deck tier 1 in the future, or Konami's just going to make them, prop them up. Hype's going to drive these card prices really high in value. Everyone's going to freak out and buy what little Bujin Yamato's left in the market. By the way, 11 prices listed. And then after that, people are going to like me, are going to probably sell Bujins. Unless it's a guaranteed tier 1 slot, I'll get rid of my Bujins. I'll get rid of a deck core. It makes me more money. You know what I do with that money? Buy more deck cores. Buy more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Up next, we have Fortune Future, another stuff for Fortune Ladies, and I think it's kind of hard to really look at Fortune Ladies and see them being tier 1. I like them, I love the idea of Fortune Ladies, but it's kind of also hard to see Fortune Ladies and not realize also that they're going to get reprinted as well. Looking at Fortune Future, it looks like a really good card for Fortune Ladies and the new Fortune Ladies stuff coming out. But it came out in Stars Overdrive. You don't think that's going to get reprinted? It's definitely going to get reprinted. Market price of this card roughly around $11, and a Light You Play Unlimited is already at $6. A Light You Play First Edition is also at $6.50. Hopefully you got rid of yours. We also have Fortune Future Visions coming out in Ancient Prophecy. Let me explain about Ancient Prophecy. This was a set that had that Blackwing Vial. Didn't Blackwing Vial come on this set? Am I wrong? Oh yeah, it had Blackwing Vial come on this set. It's pretty old. Of course, we could talk about other cards like Ancient Fairy Dragon, coming out in Ghost originally in this set. Elemental Gaia is the only way I can speak to my Elemental players. As far as how old this set is, it's an old set. And Future Visions is a card that's currently $7.50 in the market. And Light You Play Unlimited is about $6.50. First Edition's still a little higher, around $9. Sell this as soon as possible. Fortunately, look, even if they are good, you're gonna get reprinted versions of these cards. Also, totally awesome. When Marine Set's coming out, I think it could be a meta deck. I think with Konami coming out around August, slapping all these tier 1 decks, dropping them down to tier 1.5, we could see Marine Sets come out of nowhere and take a tier 1 slot in a meta in which all these meta decks are hit so heavily. I don't think Konami is going to be hitting Marine Sets, especially if you want to promote the set they're selling it in. With that said, it could be tier 1 for a little while. We could have like a situation, if you guys ever played back when DDDs were out, when they got the new structure deck and all the new cards, they were meta for about 2 weeks before we got a new meta deck. I think that's what's going to happen with Marine Sets. I think they'll be meta for a very short amount of time. I'm not sure it'll be 2 weeks, but definitely a short amount of time until Konami releases a new deck and makes it tier 1. I don't think Konami's going to continue having us play all these tier 1 decks we currently have, especially with a ban in August. August is usually a pretty crazy banless time in which you see a lot of these meta decks change out and Konami make room for new tier 1 decks. And I think that's what's going to happen. But I think Marine Sets is going to be a placeholder. With that said, you're going to want to get Totally Awesome around 2017 Megatins. It's about $10.40, or you can get the Invasion Vengeance, the original print version of it, Totally Awesome, which has a $12 market price, unlimited showing about $10.80, and then we're seeing it here roughly around $11 for Totally Awesome. I think you're going to want to pick up a place at each of these. Then we have Swap Frog coming on OTS Tournament Pack 3. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, vendors, everyone alike is getting ready to grab these cards. Swap Frog Ultimate Rare has a $62 market price, and we're already seeing it hit about $80 on the market. Let me remind you that the OTS Tournament Pack 3 was available to some stores back when the whole OTS 9 blunder came out, and the card price is still hard to find for Swap Frog. That's pretty insane. Now, of course, you can always buy the common version, no big deal. Hopefully, KONAMI makes another version of Swap Frog, like Ultra or Secret Rare, it'd be kind of cool. But common Swap Frogs are still about $3 on the market. So, if you do need your Swap Frogs, you don't have them, you kind of gonna want to grab these. And of course, there's other cards you want to pick up. You got Ronin Totem, which is about $2 in the market. You have Duke Frog, which is roughly around $2 in the market. So, you got some other cards you might want to kind of grab, depending on the Marine Test build you want to play. The ban list is coming up soon, guys, and the next update says right here no sooner than July 1st, 2019. But in my opinion, I think Konami's going to have the ban list roughly around August. It's around the same time we've seen a lot of previous ban lists. And I'll be doing more videos in which we do like a ban prediction video. I'm going to do a couple of them depending on the mentality I think Konami's going with, what they want to do. If they're looking to replace and create a brand new format for tier 1 decks and power down all these tier 1 decks, we're going to see a huge ban list. If they're looking to see the tier 1 decks and take some out, put some in, we're also going to see a very different ban list. And if they're just looking to power up the current tier 1 decks we currently have in the meta, we're going to see yet another different ban list. Or if they're just looking to make Legacy tier 1 again, that changes the game again. So we have a lot of options as far as bans prediction videos. And on this channel, I'm definitely going to show you more of those videos. And we're going to talk about whether or not certain cards should be banned or not. And certain cards should be off the ban list, like cards like Maxime possibly, that's currently limited, that has a chance of coming off the ban list to 1, 2, even 3, and that would drastically change a lot of prices in the secondary market. Cards like Phantasme might not be worth anything if we had 3 Maxi. But once again, guys, you let me know and comment down below, and definitely hit the subscribe button. I got a comment of the day coming from Ruffle, Rolling on the Floor Laughing Chief, 1270 says, "Hey Paisano, I frequently buy cards on TCG Player for men on collector stuff. Lady, I keep getting mad and moderately played and lightly played cards in the mail when they're listed as near mint. Is it me, or are some people purposely posting damaged cards incorrectly to sell them? What do you think?" Well, Chief, let me tell you like this. I think that people in the market, as far as, you know, looking at certain cards, have cards listed in different price points and different ways, and it's really hard to see what the card physically is because nobody really posts pictures. So what I do is when I look to buy a card in the market, if I see someone who's a new seller, I opt not to buy from them. And it sounds kind of mean, and someone will go, "Well, V, we were all new sellers at one point," and I agree, we all were new sellers at one point, but it's kind of hard to buy a card for a certain price point in the market when you spend an extra $1 to and buy from somebody that has more sales and higher sales rating. So it's like you get what you pay for in a weird sense. If a guy says it's near mint and he has 10,000 plus sales, well, he's probably meaning the card's near mint. If a guy has newly launched, he probably doesn't know what he's talking about as much, or he's just starting. And the guy just starting might have it perfect. He might be a new guy, just got on TCG Player, might have it near mint, and boom, you're good to go. Or he might be someone that has scammed in the past, created a new TCG account, gonna send you a card, moderately played, lightly played, because he bought it at that card value for that price point, and trying to pawn it off to you as near mint so he can make more money in it. Or you got guys with a couple of sales, but with good sales rating. So it really depends. All this really depends on who you're going to buy from. I always recommend you buying from someone who has a well-established amount of sales. This checkmark also is a little bit better. It means it's a hobby shop, it's a card shop, and card shops tend not to screw the pooch. For Yu-Gi-Oh! For Magic, evidently I'm a horrible card shop. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. And of course, the stars mean they are gold star sellers, mean they have a high rating for selling and good feedback. So these are things that really factor in. You can't just see a guy and he has 64 sales holding a card for $91 and you're thinking, "I'm gonna get a good deal on this." When realistically the cards lightly played. These are the kind of guys that might screw you over. I could be 100% wrong, but I mean, this is probably what it leads to. I would highly recommend you check up your sales history and who you bought from and their rating and the feedback, and are they good, are they certified hobby shop, and are they a gold star seller. These are things that are insanely important as far as selling here on TCG Player, and definitely as far as buying. So hopefully in the future you can do that, and that will get you better card conditions than just buying from a guy because it's extra $1.50 cheaper. And anyway, paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, and you paisanos, Have a great day.